Direct speech acts. Just as people can perform physical acts such as hitting a baseball, they can also perform mental acts such as imagining hitting a baseball. People can also perform another kind of act simply by using language. These are called speech acts. Language can do an extraordinarily wide range of activities. Observe the following 8 sentences. Read over these sentences and think about, as you're reading them, which of these sentences are performing these specific purposes. Warning, request, bet, request information, give order, make a threat, to give advice, and convey information. Think about these specific language activities and match them with the 8 sentences above. In just a minute, you'll see the answers. So let's see how you did. John Jones has bad breath. This is conveying information. Who ate my porridge is requesting information. We call this a question. Shut up is giving an order. Please scratch my nose makes a request. Do that again, I'll punch your lights out. Because it implies violence, this is a threat. There's a snake in the back of your car. That's a warning. $5 says, that's make a bet. You ought to go to class at least once a quarter. And this is give advice. So these are different types of sentences that we can use for different purposes. For direct speech acts, we have a declarative sentence, which makes assertions, and an interrogative sentence, which is dedicated to questions, and an imperative sentence type, which is dedicated to orders and requests. By looking at the chart, we can see the sentence type, the speech act, and the function with an example sentence. Declarative, speech act, assertion, function conveys information. Example, John Jones has bad breath. Declarative sentences are easy to identify because there is a subject and a verb in the sentence. There's a noun phrase and a verb phrase. Interrogatives, speech act, question, function, elicits information. Whom is he talking to? Here we have what's called a subject-verb inversion. Notice first of all, you'll see that question mark at the end of the sentence, which means it's interrogative sentence type, right? Then whom is, notice how the subject is he. Whom is he talking to? So you can identify interrogatives especially by the question mark. Imperatives, the speech act, order, request, function, causes others to behave in certain ways. For example, leave the room. So this is what we call direct speech acts in terms of sentence type, speech act, function, example. The first 8 sentences could be rewritten by embedding in the sentences complements of verbs which directly state the speech act. This more directly shows that speech action is just as real as any other kind of physical action that occurs. Observe sentences 9 through 16, compare them with the sentences 1 through 8. Notice how I'll highlight that performative verb in each one. That kind of tells us what's going on. And each of those verbs will give you an idea about what the purpose of the sentence is. Right there. So you can see kind of what's going on there. Practice identifying direct speech acts. Using the above chart as a guide, identify each sentence according to its sentence type and speech act. Also state that the sentence is a direct speech act, and I already did that part for you. So the key is, and remember that the purpose here, I'm trying to lay some groundwork. If you can identify what direct speech acts are, then it'll be much easier for you to identify indirect speech acts. So we're starting with the easy part of pragmatics first. Okay, so let's do one together. So sit down and finish your homework. Clearly, there is no subject in here. It starts with sit and then finish. These are both verbs. It implies you. But because we've omitted that subject and it sounds more like an order, we're going to say that this is an imperative order and it's a direct speech act. So it's imperative, order, direct. That's what we're going to say there. Now, what I want you to do is do the next 9, and then in just a minute you'll see the answers. Number 2, where are all the students? 3, California is holding a recall election for the governor next month. 4, did you complete all your math homework? Number 5, turn in the assignment after class if you want to get credit. 6, how many people live in California? 7, CSUSB has more than 25,000 students who are enrolled for fall. 8, turn left at the next light and proceed 3 more blocks. 9, when is our final exam in this course? And 10, I'll do it right now. How about this? Stop chewing gum. So take a minute and remember the chart here. You're identifying for each sentence, is it a declarative, interrogative, or imperative? What is a speech act? Is it an assertion, question, or order? Now remember, if it's a declarative sentence, then by default it's an assertion. If it's an interrogative, by default it's a question. If it's an imperative sentence, then it is an order, because these are all direct speech acts. So at least you know that, and you know that every single time these are all examples of direct speech acts. Okay, let's see how you did on these. So 2, where are all the students? It has a question mark, so this is an interrogative question direct. 3, California is holding a recall election for the governor next month. Notice how we have a subject and we have a verb. This is a declarative assertion direct. Did you complete all your math homework? Again, it's a question, so interrogative question direct. Turn in the assignment after class if you want to get credit. This is an order, so it's an imperative, order, direct. How many people live in California? Interrogative question direct. CSUSB has more than 25,000 students who are enrolled for fall. This is a declarative assertion direct. Number 8, turn left at the next light, proceed 3 more blocks. Notice how it says turn, proceed. There's no subject. The subject is implied. This is an imperative, order, and direct. Number 9, when is our exam in this course? Interrogative, question, direct. And finally, number 10, stop chewing gum. The subject is implied here. This is an imperative, order, direct.